Ladies and gentlemen, stay at home and play more games like Deep Rock Galactic. You ever wanted to just be a dwarf and mine for the rest of your life? That's essentially what this game is, except it's set in space. It is a little, something different for you. Been a little while since we've done one of those, and here's a game I have put far more time into than I first thought I ever would. It's a game, like I said, you play a dwarf. Here we can see my happy little dwarf here, and his job is to go out and mine minerals, and so you can buy more cosmetics like this lovely torchlight hat, or this commando hat, or this crazy afro. There we go, that's more like it, isn't it? Ah, my man's missing a beard and sideburns. Maybe we should give him a bushy beard. It's a very fun game with a lot of silly humor. You can do things like this.
That's it, lads! Rock and stone!
You can constantly call out your lads when you're in a group of in a team, and
for rock and stone!
You'd be surprised how many lines there are in this game. You can also do things like this.
That reminds me of my first love.
And I got lucky now because now we get to see what happens when you taunt and dance.
Rock and stone, yeah!
I don't know how he manages to do it, but that body is spinning pretty crazy. And, like any good dwarf, we can drink. Ooh, 100% more gold while mining. That sounds pretty fun, let's do that.
Pots of gold, Lloyd.
So yeah, this is all the stuff outside of the missions. This is the fun things that you can do, you can mess around with. There's a lot of Easter eggs. I now have my... There we go, look.
You know, you're not being paid by the hour. Get to work.
Oh yeah, let's go.
To Carl!
To Carl! Let's knock this one back. This game is full of very silly stuff. Lots of little things you can do outside of the main missions, which we will get to in a second. But one last thing that's worth showing off is the fact that there are different classes. So there's a scout, which I tend to play. There is a driller. There's an engineer, and there's the gunner. And each of the classes has their own unique abilities. The scout is very much good for when you're out into the mines, lighting the areas up and getting around quickly and finding things. The gunner's the one that does all the damage. The engineer is basically has the ability to build turrets and use a platform gun, and then the driller is very, very good at drilling through general rock and things just to get around. So we're gonna just jump into this is the area of the map, the world here, and there's different places you can go to. The missions refresh, I think, every 30 minutes. They're all different. They have different resources. The missions can be in any of the areas, but we're going to start with the salt pits. The salt pits is one of the lighter areas to do. This is the beginning area, and you can see we have different symbols. I mean, different things. The pickaxe means you collect morkite, which is just a general go out and mine. The egg symbol is you collect eggs, and that is basically a case of, hey, go and find these objects around the world. We have escort, which is a massive drill dozer. You have to ride on the dozer and protect it. It gets to a big heart. You have to dig through that and collect the stone in the middle. And my personal favourite, the on-site refining, which is basically where you have to build and create pipelines. And the fun in that mission comes from trying to get the pipeline to what's called a pump jack, basically an oil rig. And the game has a fairly decent amount of mission variety, and they have different mission names, different cave complexities, all that kind of stuff. We will go with, let's go with an egg mission, so you guys can see what this is like. And I will leave it on difficulty challenging. Now, normally this game is co-op. This game actually works really well in co-op, mainly for the reason that each class can really help the other person out. So, like, if I'm working with the driller or the gunner or someone, and I'm playing the scout, by lighting up the area, they can see the enemies much clearer, and that means that they can. I like basically bombard the area with flares, nice and easy. We can see what we're doing. We can mine all that. And if you're the driller, you can make massive long holes and escape tunnels for people when you need to get back to the ship. And we get to see all that. Here's Bosco in single player.
Bosco? What is that?
In single player, he's our little friend. He helps things out.
Going after eggs this time.
And here we are. Here we are in the salt pits.
Get the eggs,
Here's a loot bug.
Get back alive.
And what we'll do is we'll walk around and show off. We have health, red sugar. Wait for this to disappear. You'll see the lights go. And this game's all about lighting. I have obviously a light on my gun here. Oh, Bosco's just going to remind the red trigger. Anyway, I can chuck flares like that. No, thank you, Bosco. Thank you for getting in the way. That's a normal flare, but I, as the scout, can put down these long-lasting flares. And there's also Molly, who is the depositor. Now, there are different things to get here. So that over there is nitro, which you use to get more ammo and things, and also health. Here, on the other hand, though, is something called an Enor Pearl, or an Enor Pearl, because I like pronouncing things wrong. These are one of the many resources you get in the game. And the thing is with this... Hello. The thing is with this game is you get resources pretty quickly. So there are a lot of them.
Pickaxe sharpened when we get back.
But you also don't have to worry too much about not having them. You have resources like that kind of like that berry looking thing, which are for making more beer. So you have two types of resources. Ones you use for creating and upgrading, spending for cosmetics, and then you have the resources that are for making beer. For all the nitra. Gimme. And so the whole point, like I said, the mission is to go around and collect eggs. Bring up the map here, and we can see on the map down there, you see the dots onto the right there. So I need to go down. All the eggs are quite far down. Is there any gold in here? I don't think so. Right, well we're gonna move forward, and each biozone is very different. You have one that's very thorny, you have a fiery one, you have an icy one. There's ones that are like very dark. This is an area that doesn't seem to be too dark. There are also enemies in here, hence why I'm carrying a gun. And we will see that at some point. But this is just a quick mission. The reason why I picked this one specifically is
I like the sound of
eggs is pretty fast. I'm not going to do the side mission, which is collect these mushrooms, purely because I just want to give you guys an idea and as to why you should get this game. I mean, it's been out for a few years now. We recently played it. And we've played two-player, three-player, four-player. It's a lot of fun in all of those. Single player is fine as well. It's just a better multiplayer game. Luckily, Bosco, the thing that's following me, the little robot, makes it a lot easier. Oh, and that's an exploder. They're annoying. I'm trying to see this egg that's up. So I can dig for it, but I have Bosco here, so we can dig for it together. And what Bosco should hopefully do, because I've clicked specifically on this landmass, he should go straight for the egg. Hopefully. Let's light this up.
Let there be light.
There's a clip here. There's your standard.
Heading your way, team. Get ready.
Where is it?
So now we've got an egg. Bosco, where have you gone? Bosco? Alright. Bosco, where have you gone? There he is. And I can
give me some light.
Here. We now have one egg. I also now have to deal with the swarm, which I can hear, but I can't see. There we go. Now the swarms always happen generally when you get the eggs, or I think they have a higher chance of triggering when you get the eggs. Normally they will spawn some enemies, but we're just going to mow our way through. I also have two little submachine gun pistol things here. Now there are different because it's just me, there's less enemies. The more people you add in, the more enemies spawn. Also, depending on the difficulty you're doing, that can also affect it as well. But generally, we're going to be pretty alright. This is all good. Oh, hello. Now you can use the pickaxe I've got here to also whack things. And that's pretty useful. They're coming out of the walls. Oh, I didn't mean to freeze them. I also have a grenade on me that lets me freeze things, which is incredibly useful.
Hang in there. The wave is almost dealt with. Dispatch whatever's left.
Start working my way down this tunnel, I think. Now, Bosco can also shoot things, so that's pretty useful.
Go fetch.
Next egg.
Deep Rock seriously needs to invest in some better equipment.
Now, I was talking about voice lines earlier. There are a lot of voice lines in this game for every character. They have slightly different voices. Oop.
Eat lead!
They have slightly different voices. And yeah, you can, like I said, you can talk.
Rock and stone, brother.
There's that one. You can shoot each other. There's a ton of line. Every time you click on a
Fire.
unit, click on.
Right there.
That's the mule. There's different things you can click on, and it's surprising. And the thing that I think got from what we've been playing with this game is just realizing just how much. It seems like the devs really like this game. It's a really fun game. It's a very silly game. I will say that yes, the kind of gameplay loop is kind of repetitive, but they do try to mix it up with each of the missions, which I think is fair. There is good mission variety in this game.
Loot bug, open.
Oh, and is that a big boy? Here's a big boy. So we're gonna like murder hopefully. Yeah, they're annoying. They've got weak points on them. Best to shoot them in the back. Alright, where's the next egg? Oh, we've missed one. There's one up there. There's one down here. Okay, well, we'll keep going down. And so, it's been a pleasant experience playing this game. I genuinely was shocked. It's not normally the type of thing, because obviously, what you might be seeing is that, you know, these missions are procedurally... There's something around here. These missions are procedurally generated, and... that, you know, that's not to everyone's liking, but the good thing is that there's no, it's not like a super roguelike game. There's not a ton of like, oh, you die and lose all your skills or anything. It's not like that at all.
Help me with the minerals here.
Stick some light down, and there are other things you can do. So you have the point of these rinse and repeat missions is simply that you level up. You can then get access to sub weapons. You get access to deep dives, which are like, I guess you'd call them like endgame raids kind of thing, where you have to go through a bunch of missions without refueling essentially, and
come here.
You know, there's a lot of stuff to do. There's also you get the forge unlocked later on, which allows you to like edit your guns and there's certain things that they can do. You know what, it's pretty good. I mean, I picked up the game at the time, I think it was about £25 UK money, and I can definitely say I got my money's worth. Something else I want to note, and we've heard more of the atmospheric stuff on this level, but the music in this game is awesome. Like, really awesome. There are so many good songs. Smile a bit of nitro here. There are so many good tracks in the game. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the the composer's name, but if you go and look it up on the Steam page, I'm pretty sure it's front and center if you look for the music. But yeah, absolutely incredible soundtrack to the game. Very shocked, you know. Sometimes you just don't expect it. There's a lot of 80s inspired music in this, but all in all, just being gold in there. All in all, just being a fantastic experience for me. And music obviously plays a massive part of what I like. Like, I love it when oh, it's actually refined gold there, compressed gold. Sorry, it's not often I find this stuff. How much does this give me is the question. Let's have a look.
Make another pot.
What a significant amount. A lot more than I thought. But yeah, overall, I've just been very impressed with a game that I wouldn't normally have like played myself. And it turns out actually pretty bloody good. And I think this is something that's if you want to play a good co-op game with friends, this is a really good co-op game. And it actually feels co-op-y. Like, it feels like the co-op's there, and it's actually good co-op in the sense that you can really help each other out. Like, each of the classes gets a movement ability, and those movement need to get back up. And those movement abilities are super useful. So if you're playing the gunner, for example, you can essentially put down these zip lines, and they're really powerful because you can use them to get around. You can also use them to fight enemies that can't get you from up there. You can also use them to like mine really awkward. In some of the caves, you get minerals and things on the ceiling that are really awkward. There's a big boy around here.
Lights up! Enemy frozen!
Now I'm just dealing with these guys by just shooting them with the ice stuff. Oh, there's some gold, but they are big boys like that are kind of annoying. So there's gold. We get boss gold out.
Get to work.
Where are we going? Over there. Okay, so that's where we need to go to get the other one. Is that nitro? Now, Bosco can get a bit lazy sometimes and just decide that he doesn't want to keep mining. So you sometimes do have to tell him, oi, get back to it. But he should mine out most of this vein. Also, this is the grappling hook gun. I just realised this is what the scout has for... Ooh, wow, that's a big drop. Full damage is a thing in the game, so be aware if you are going to do that. You will take damage. I've just come down into a hole. Or bolo caps, which I might as well grab at this point. Now, there's also perks and things in the game that you can unlock. I haven't really shown that off yet. But they are there, and you can get extra, you get different perks to help you do all kinds of things. Where the hell's this egg gone? Oh, I've just seen it. Where are you, egg? You're up. Let's light this area up, shall we? So I can actually see what I'm doing.
Lighting up!
There we go. Now we are on top. And now we can actually look to where this egg is. Where are you, egg? It's the only problem with the map. If I had one gripe, depending on which way you spin it, it can be really hard to see where you need to go. That's where I started. I honestly don't know where the... Wait here, let's have a look now. So it's in that direction. I think. Yeah, there we go. That was one of the minor gripes I have with the game is simply that
Mine it.
actually mine as well myself, is that sometimes it can be a bit hard to see certain things like that objective. You have to kind of be in the right angle to like get through it. But this is you do mine a lot of mining in this game. Like the cool thing about it is you can there it is.
Where is that damn
You can make a lot of tunnels. Like you can literally dig from the very top down to the bottom without ever using the way it's intended to go.
Management will be pleased. Escape pod button is activated.
Oh dear.
Well done. Secondary objective completed.
We actually managed to get the bolo caps as well, which is surprising.
Drop pod inbound.
Right, now,
Stand clear.
most missions, not all, but most missions have you returning to some kind of drop pod. And you'll see on the map there, it shows you the drop pod direction and where it is and where it's going to fall. Now you can follow Molly back, or the mule, but they call it Molly, and that will drop arrows for you to follow back. And you can see it will come down, eventually it will stop moving.
Drop pod has arrived. Retrieving the mule.
And now the mule's going to go in that, off in that
Drop pod
direction. We'll
departing
bring this
in
up
T-minus 5 minutes.
back at the top, basically. And now you have to make it back, and you have to get back without dying. Come on. While being attacked the entire time.
Light is up.
Luckily, Bosco doesn't care. He'll just kill things for you.
Let's get out of this hill. Who fucked down?
Oh, hello. And then you can get to hear one of the better tracks. This is one of my favourite tracks in the game. This music plays when you're returning to the ship. We're just going to casually follow the mule so you guys can see kind of how this works. But also, you probably noticed like lighting as well, like how important lighting is in this game.
Flares up.
And there we go.
In T-minus 4 minutes.
Now once Molly's back inside, we can get inside now.
Light is up.
We can leave.
The mule is secured. Initiating launch sequence. Deep Rock Galactic.
And that
for your good work.
is just a
Drop
single
pod
mission
with or without
of
you.
Deep Rock Galactic. It's fun. It's the game's very good for just like pick up and play, and you'll get to see what we got here, and you gain experience and credits based on what you did, basically. So we see like on the left there's credits, and that shows you what you got. You've got primary, secondary, and all that stuff. On the right you got the experience. Where it's got my particular name, you can see there's a red level and there's a blue level. Red level is like essentially rank. Blue level is your like actual level. And you level those up and you unlock more stuff. And the game kind of gets you to do everything. everything kind of works in tandem with one another to like level up and all this sort of stuff. But there we go. That's and here's just the terminal here. And you basically gain perk points doing everything. So once you've got enough perk points, I've got 13. I can go into here, and I can get different perk points. I can spend them on different things. You can get extra slots. You can get take less damage from elemental things. You can take thorns, which reflects damage back every time you take hits. You can heal quicker. All kinds of cool stuff like that. There's a lot of things I haven't really touched on, little things that are super useful to the game. So you've got like cosmetics that you can buy as upgrades for your guns. There's the perk points. As you rank up, you get the deep dives, you get access to the forge. Tons of cool things like that. And that's what makes this game surprisingly just very, very fun. And I think it took me by surprise when I played it, but I've been having an absolute blast. So there, hopefully this has shown off the game in some light. If you've not heard of it and you want a good co-op game, go check this out. Honestly, it's really, really fun. If you've got three or four people together, it's an absolute blast. And the mission difficulty, when you get like cave complexity 3 and you get mission length 3, they are long missions, but they can be really fun. And you do really have to work together, and I think that's what makes this game as fun as I've had it, where I've played with friends and it has just been super fun working together, like doing the levels. There's one level type where you have to fight bosses. That's really cool, and that's like a different approach entirely to some of the other levels. So if you like what you see, definitely go check it out. Like I said, it's about £25 on Steam at the moment. It's fairly cheap. I believe it might even be on Xbox Store. It might be on Game Pass. I'm not sure, because I think this game originally came out for Game Pass. One thing to note though, if you do play this game, yeah, it is on Game Pass actually. If you do get the Game Pass version, it's not cross-play with Steam. It's only cross-play with the Xbox version. So just bear that in mind if you are going to grab it on there. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today then, guys. Thank you very much for watching as always. If you like the video, hit like. If you want to see more content, then obviously hit subscribe. Links for Facebook and Twitter will be down below. And as always,
Rock on!
I'll see you next time.